troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
I'll be right with you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together, if the fates allow.
Merry Christmas, David. The Bomb, hello. Thanks for joining in.
Upon the highest bar.
Welcome, everyone. Let me know where you're viewing from.
A merry little Christmas now.
All right, Frank, turning you down, buddy. Everyone, how are you out there? Merry Christmas. Hello, Missy Lulu. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope it's a wonderful weekend for you all. I want to do a live stream. I usually do it every year. Let me know if you can hear me good, and I'd love to know where you're viewing from. I'm always interested to see the reach of this thing. But we'll get started here. I usually always do a Christmas little live stream just to say hello and wish you all well into the next year. And unfortunately, I have to have my camera kind of this way because it's not working the other way. So I apologize. I hope the picture's good. Kingman, Arizona. All right. I love that state, man. Beautiful state. So basically, we'll get started here. Palm Beach, Florida. Not very good. I love Florida. I was in the Apollo Beach area quite a bit. Tennessee. Hello, Amy Beth. Welcome. It's good to see you on here. So I'll be reading some of your messages as we go, guys. But basically, I'm just going to come on a quick, we're not going to have too long of a video. I'm not feeling too great. And but it is Christmas, and I said I'd be here, so I'm here. It's the second most important holiday besides my birthday. So, all right, let's see what we got. German, New York. No kidding. Right up the road from me. Hello, Sharon. Thanks for joining in. So we got some locals. It's raining out. I heard it's been raining bad there. It's bitter as heck. I'm not built for this weather. It's too cold for me. Hey, Merry Christmas, Dayton. It's good chatting with you yesterday. It's always enjoyable. Well, let's get started. I hope you all can hear me well. I hope you all get to share this Christmas with ones you love. I'm looking forward to it. I have a very big family, and it's a wonderful thing when we all get together. Nothing but love. We're all happy. We eat real good. I've been watching a lot of card playing movies, like poker playing movies. We always play cards, and I always look forward to playing with my family. We have a ton of fun. We'll play for hours, eating good food. It's a blast. Hello, Mom. Thought you were banned from the channel, and there she is. All right. So, anyhow, let me start out by thanking all of you who have supported me this year, all of you who have purchased off of me, who has shared my videos and my content, who gives a like and a comment. It all helps. It all fuels me, and it's very much appreciated. I couldn't ask for anything more. I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers, and although in the scope of things it's a small channel, I built, I think, a pretty wonderful following, and I've gotten to know a number of you throughout the years, and it's been a real special thing. I never would have expected this to happen quite like it has. I'm very grateful it has, and grateful for all of you out there watching and who have followed me on my journey here as I continue to grow, expand, and get closer and accomplishing my dreams. Basically, I make a living doing this, and it's a lot of fun, but I couldn't do it without the support of you guys, and absolutely my family, my friends. My mom's been shipping books. I'll give her credit where it's due. She's a great shipper. If you got a book from me, it was most likely packaged by my mom. So she's very proud of her shipping methods. she's better than I am. So I'm grateful for that. Dad runs. He'll pick up the books. They'll drop them off for me to the post office. So that means a lot. But thank you all out there. And this year, I figure I'd let you know how the business did. You followed me all year, right? Well, I've exceeded every one of my business goals that I set for the previous year. And I've even accomplished secondary goals. So for me, that's a huge accomplishment. I don't compare myself with other people. I compare myself with what I did previously. And the growth is noticeable. So I keep moving forward. I'd always like to push the pace, but I'm one person. So I can only do so much sometimes, but I'm also, I wouldn't say a perfectionist, but, it's like it's hard to satisfy me. So I always want to keep refining and reinventing, whatever, adapting, overcoming stuff. So I'll tell you about my future plans here, but for the goal set, I've exceeded them. So I'm very proud of that. And I got to give myself a pat on the back. And again, I could not do it without you guys. Merry Christmas, the Unabridged Book Club. So, and again, thank you all for joining. Hit that like button if you haven't, guys. Get it cooking up there. Grace and Collar, Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. So I would also like to thank everybody who donated to buy me a coffee. That is wonderful. My in-shop customers are going to really appreciate that. So far, I think I got $200 on it. And what I'm going to do, come probably spring or something, I'm going to make a little trip to Connecticut. I'm going to take a video of the coffee company I'll be buying from. Let them give you their backstory. They don't even know I'm going to do this yet. So it's like, one hand washes the other type of deal. Everybody kind of eats. So I'm going to be supporting their business. You support mine. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'll show you the coffee station. I'll even have customers thank you in my videos for buying them a coffee. So much appreciated. AKG's Unique and Rare Books. Welcome, man. Merry Christmas to you. Kent has a wonderful channel if anybody wants to check it out. And his Instagram as well. He's right in the chat there. Very knowledgeable guy and gets great book picks. So I would also like to thank all of you who sent letters to me and Christmas cards and even books. Neil Gordon. I got to give you a shout out. He sent me a book, Guides of the Adirondacks. I love Adirondack material. Neil's been following the channel for quite a while, and stuff like this means so much. I don't always have the time to write back to everybody, but do know I do get it. Your letters, I do appreciate it, and I save everything. I do. Someday I'll have a box full of letters probably, but it's cool. Let me see. And Dayton and I chatted on the phone. Dayton's from Virginia. He's been a customer for a while, followed the YouTube channel for a while. A lot of you on here right now have, so it's wonderful. It's wonderful. All my love and appreciation. So let me say hi to a couple people, and then I'll get into my future plans. Oh, somebody donated $2. Sweetheart, man. Thank you. Here's a little for the coffee. Oh, thank you so much. Little Red Flying Fox. It's an interesting name. Thank you very much. It's real kind of you. I'm not expecting anybody to do that, but it's always much appreciated. So thank you. Tony D, great job, Phil. You have a great channel. No BS, just saying how it is. Best book selling channel on YouTube. Tony, I really appreciate that, man. I do the best I can with this channel and for you guys. And the only way I know how to do it is to give it to you straight and no fluff, no nonsense. So I do the best I can. And I appreciate that message. Sonia Sherman, Merry Christmas from the Great White North, up in Canada. All right. All the best to you and yours. God bless. Thank you very much, Sonia. And same to you. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas out there. I'd love to see Canada sometime. It looks so vast, but I don't know if I can go to Canada for a little longer. So I would love to see it maybe someday. And there's a number of Canadian people that subscribe to my channel. I would say the biggest subscribers are Tennessee, New York, Florida, and I'll tell you, Canada's up there. There's a number of you guys. So, Mr. Mook, Richard Mook, Merry Christmas to you, Mook. Mook is an awesome guy. Sometime I need to get him on the channel to talk with you guys. Wealth of knowledge. Just a great guy. You guys would really enjoy him and listening to what he has to say about the book trade, the book business. Incredibly well versed. So thank you all. So I guess I'll get into talking about what I'm currently working on. And again, I'm gonna make this video, excuse me, I'm gonna try to wrap it up like 40 minutes or so, because I gotta lay down. I'm kind of tired, and I didn't bring eggnog to the party. So what I'm currently working on, I have 2 massive book picks that are stretching me right through winter. So it's going to be wonderful. I'm going to have a continuous supply of material to be listing on my site. You guys can always reach out, make offers, call me directly, whatever you want to do. But top prime material. Actually, you want to see a cool set real quick? I'll just show you one of them. So I'm searching for volume 1. I'm just diverting a little bit. I found Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations, 2 out of the 3 volumes. This edition is 1802. It's a 10th edition. And I'll tell you, it's just so random, some of the stuff I find. So here's a volume 3. Obviously a very important work when it comes to Americana. And, you know, at some point, hopefully I find volume 1 and I can list these. I don't know if you guys know what a first edition goes for, but if I ever hit on a first edition, I'm retiring. So anyhow, that's exciting. But so I have books that are going to stretch me right through the cold seasons. Thank God, because I get crazy in here during the cold seasons. I wrote all this stuff down. I also am refining. I'm expanding upon this main shop. It's going to predominantly be an antiquarian collectible bookstore, and I'm going to introduce some antiques back into this store. I really enjoy antiques. I think they're complementary to the books. I've always enjoyed that market. So it's going to be a little bit more of a diverse store. And I'm also going to be expanding upon the sections that do best, specifically the New York State, the hunt and fish and firearms. And, I bought new furniture for this shop. It's going to look real sharp. It's going to be a ton of work. I know it's crazy. I'm changing things again. But it's got to be the way I want it, and there's no other way about it. And I have a vision, and so I'm taking the steps to work through toward my goal. And then in the red building, what's so wonderful is I'm at a point now where I can offer people wonderful books for such a low rate. Beautiful, clean books that you would normally pay $10, $15 for $3, for $2. So I'm very happy that I'm going to be able to do this. And you guys will have access to this as well if you don't live around here. A lot of you are out of staters. And I'll set up pictures and there'll be book lots. And again, $2-3 a book. It's hard to beat. It's good, clean material. So let me see here now. Let me see here. So I'm doing that. We're also now during this winter is when you start strategizing, at least I do, and planning for this coming year. And a part of that is a strong marketing strategy. So we're setting up something that I always one of my faults have been is I've never really marketed well at all. To tell you the truth, it's all been social media. It's all been whatever, which is good and fine. But I got to give these shops a fair shot and really push it in different avenues and see if it pays off and let it go for a stretch of time. So an investment's going to be made in that. An investment's also going to be made into this social media stuff to keep trying to expand and try to get more customer acquisition. Another thing for my customers, you guys have followed me for a while. I would really like to also be able to maintain my customers and just give them the best treatment possible. Be able to send out deals. I don't want to overrun their email with garbage. I hate that. I got 75,000 emails, if that's possible, in my Yahoo account. I don't want to spam anybody, but I'm going to work on a system, and try to refine it and give you guys the best service possible. And that's another thing that I'm doing is refining my systems. I'll tell you one thing. I thought I was so happy I've accomplished all my goals, like I said before. And it's okay, for next year, let's try to go, I don't know, let's try to do 15-20% increase now next year. Well, why should I accept that as being good enough? Why can't I double? I tend to think that just small tweaks and changes and refinements, you got to think big. I mean, at least that's what I'm trying to do. Can really change the game, though. I mean, you're always that changing the system away from here to here. But it's not always that easy. It's not that cut and dry. There's a lot of sweat equity, a lot of learning, but it's something that I'm determined to figure out. So, and let's see here what we got cooking here. Oh man, I got some family in the chat right now. Oh, you guys are donating stuff, man. Thank you. You don't got to do that. Thank you so much. Let me see. Grayson Kohler. He almost bid on and I'm going to read these because in the replay it doesn't play back for some reasons. Kohler almost bid on a 1605 Don Quixote the other week that I figured out was a facsimile after doing a few hours of research. Someone dropped almost $6,000 on it. Wow. They probably think they hit the jackpot. That is crazy. Man, I would love to have that Don Quixote set. So you found out it was a facsimile. I'll tell you, you got to be careful out there. Some people are kind of flybys on the selling sites. They don't actually know what they sometimes they don't have ill intentions. They're just listing it improperly, which is a real shame. Whoever spent that money, boy, I'd find out the address it came from. That's for sure. That's incredible. That's heart-wrenching. My sister, get some coffee to get you through the cold New York winter. Thank you, Laura. I love you, man. I love you. Laura's going to be in Washington this winter. I think it's our first Christmas without our Laura. So, but thank you so much, Laura. Appreciate it. And then Dayton, thank you very much. Dayton donated $5 for coffee. Thank you very much. Jesse Boots, $10. Thank you, Jesse Boots. You guys are real sweethearts. You don't have to donate nothing. Oh, Laura, I love you too. I love you too. Laura's the one in my video in the past who got the big fishing book lot for me and brought it back before her wedding in Washington State. She's a newlywed and she's doing really well out there. And someday I'll go out to Washington State. I know I got some viewers out there, and maybe we'll meet up, try to find Bigfoot or something. That's my newest craze. All right, so I talked about these things in the pre-planning, and I will be also taking credit cards for the first time in my life here. People are always complaining. They're like, you don't take credit cards? No, I'm a small business. I like cash, man. Cash is still king to me. But I will be getting a credit card thing, and I'm going to have to enter the 21st century. But pretty soon, this country's probably going cashless, and I'm not a fan of that, and I don't know what to make of it yet. So it's going to be a very interesting. It's probably going to happen sooner than anybody thinks. Hopefully not, but we'll see what happens. Now, I will be, when my buildings are set, the exteriors of these buildings are going to be reformed. I'm putting money into these businesses. They're going to look good, okay? Which it's going to be a great thing, and everybody's going to be invited to my grand opening. It'll be in early May, and both buildings will be set up. So if anybody did want to make the trip out of state, I know some people have inquired. Feel free to give me a call, guys, and I can set you up and let you know what's around the area where you can stay, okay? So there's like free camping, there's hotels on Front Street, which is like 20 minutes away. But if you want to mingle with the natives here, you're more than welcome to. We can go down to Seavers. It's Tin Angel down the street, grab a drink, and play the jukebox. So that'll be fun. And let me see here. I think that's pretty much it. So we're going through. I'm setting all my goals. I'm setting up my strategies, and I'm going to accomplish it because I have to. So it's as simple as that. I hope all the sellers out there that are selling had a great Q4 and are continuing to learn and expand on their businesses. I was talking to my buddy Mook, actually. I'll just say this little thing to you guys. If you have questions, you can throw them in the chat too. So I was chatting with my buddy Mook, and, it's very interesting how the bar for booksellers to get into the book trade throughout the last, I don't know how many years, 15 maybe, with the internet, it's definitely lowered. It's more accessible for people to get in. There's a lot of information on the computer you can glean. But what's so interesting, like this guy said that somebody bid like $6,000 on a Don Quixote set that was a facsimile. People want that. This isn't probably news to you, but that quick buck, that quick gratification, but they're not necessarily willing to do the work and put in the hours of time and the study and really gain the experience. I've always said that I had wished that I had apprenticed under a seasoned book dealer. Now that didn't happen, so I've had to learn as I go a lot. But one thing that's helped me learning, and what I understand, what I feel is my duty, is to really learn who came before in this trade, learn the details of the business and what's worked before, pick up different gems and ideas, see what's worked. And a lot of this, when you're reading dealer catalogs, when you're reading books, you're internalizing it. There's another word I'm looking for. And I can't think of it right now. I had actually used the word earlier today randomly. Um, but you're getting more of a clarity of what's going on. I think it really is of the utmost importance to invest in yourself if you want to do this business, open a brick and mortar, sell online, so that you know what you have, you know differences. There's plenty of reference books out there. I'll try to help you the best I can if you ever want to reach out. I have no problem doing that. Um, but really learn the trade if you're gonna get into it. At least that's what I think should be done. I always give you my pointers, my tips, what's working for me, what I'm experiencing, and I'll do the best I can for you in the future as we keep going, because I'm always continuously learning, and that is the fun of this business. This is my first year having an employee. Um, Boy, there's some things I would have done different. I'm very blessed that I have a good employee that loves books, that loves to learn, and she's worked out wonderfully. So that's not always the case. Actually, most of the times it's not the case what I've experienced. But there's definitely things I would have done differently. And maybe someday I'll make a video on that and what I would look for, what I would change, and what's been working. But for the most part, I can't complain. So anyhow, let me see. Grayson says, do you generally find winter sales are higher because of holidays? Yeah, my graph for November and December, I made my biggest book sale I've ever made actually in November. And before that, I made my biggest book sale earlier this year. And so, but November was a definite spike up. I forget the percentage, but it, and that definitely helped. And December's always traditionally up there. I'm still selling. I think I've sold 4 books today, and there's still tonight. So, yeah, I do experience higher winter sales. What's kind of a little bit tricky about it is a lot of people they want to buy new because it's Christmas. But certain collector books are a little bit on a higher level seem to move pretty well, like to get that specialty book, that specialty gift for somebody. But some of the standard stuff, not so much. Well, actually, I should say it remains fairly consistent for me to answer your question. But October has always traditionally been low. The few months before that are always good, and then November, December is good. And January and February aren't that bad either. So let me see. I started reading Adventures of an Antiquarian Bookman by Harold Nestor on your recommendation. Oh, that's awesome, Grayson. I hope you're enjoying that book. And for those of you watching, I will be doing a review on another book about a bookseller, My Kingdom of Books, which is on the Wales bookseller. His name is escaping me right now, but that was a wonderful book. I hope you're enjoying that. Guys, I got 5 likes and 29 people watching. What's going on? You gonna click that like button for me? I'll keep chatting like a monkey if you do. So, I get a bunch of down likes now. But anyhow, yeah, I love, that's one thing that I've been doing is reading book dealer books and whatnot that they've written, or books on books. It's really enjoyable, and it's really nice light reading that well, it makes me happy, and I can relate to them to certain extents. And I think you'll enjoy my review on this last one that I read, because it really gave some great ideas in terms of for sourcing. A lot of people on YouTube, they're like, how do I source books? And you get the standard thrift store or a library sale or estate sale, and it's like, that's well and good, but those things are changing up quite a bit, at least in this area. There's a lot of people that I think the libraries are hiring to list some of their material, and they're smart to do that. The estate sales are still pretty good here. I've actually bought a lot of books at auction this year. Normally I don't do that. Normally I stay away from auctions unless if it's real particular, but I actually did really well at auctions, so I was impressed with that. And my thrift stores around here are really light, and I've gotten to the point where I don't need to source like that unless if I'm bored and want to, because the majority of my picks are coming from people contacting me directly. But I'll answer a couple more questions, and then I'm gonna actually expand upon about my YouTube channel and getting started. So let me see who's in the chat. Oh, Tom Smith. Hello, Tom from Canada, another Canadian. Do they call you Canucks or something up there? I think your screen. Oh, yeah, my screen probably hasn't updated. It says I have 5 likes. All right, Tom's saying I got 17. Well, thanks for liking the video, guys. Thanks for the message, Tom. Hi, Phil. I hope you're doing well. Always like to watch your videos, even though I don't always comment. Thank you very much, Tom. You've supported me now probably from the beginnings. I even went on a live stream with Tom real briefly when he was doing a comic book show. And that was really cool for you to invite me on that. And I actually got to see your face and chat with you guys a little bit. That was a real pleasure. So I appreciate that. Tom, I hope you're well up there. It's freezing here. You must be like an icicle up there. So say hello to the penguins for me. I know there's no penguins up there. All right, let me see. My sister says, what's been your favorite book pick of the year so far? Well, thank you for the question, Laura. My favorite one was the New York book pick that I think you guys saw. Indian captivity stories, very obscure local New York history. And actually, there are a couple that I'm not really interested in selling, actually. I could not believe, and that was all at an auction, too. I could not believe the success I had at that. I bought 90% of lots. Every lot I wanted, I was able to buy. And it's a very desirable material here and in the shop. And I love sharing it with people that come in the shop because it's a part of their local history. They get a hold of it and read an account of a Revolutionary War soldier from Shenango County, or the Rassman of Broome County. That's unbelievable. So that was my favorite book pick. And Laura, you did have a pretty good pick. I'll give you credit where it's due. You did good sourcing out there. My sister was sweating bullets in 90-degree heat with a dog, gathering all these books for me. Only Laura would do that for me. So thank you so much. Everybody needs a sister like her. Laura's the type of person, I've said to people, you could be at a party and you might feel a little awkward or something and you don't really want to talk to people. Well, if you find Laura, she'll talk to you. She'll talk to you all freaking night. So, yeah, she's a great sister. All my sisters are great. I love them all. They're all doing well in life. Everybody's doing well in life. It's a good thing. I spent some money on them this Christmas, so they better like it. Let me see. Grayson Kohler. I live in Indiana and have considered setting up a website or something so that I show up on Google. It seems like a lot of great picks are when people call you with a bunch of books. So absolutely. I'll tell you, the places I've been in, and I'm going to expand upon this about the YouTube channel. The places I've been in and the people I've met in the surrounding radius has been unbelievable. I never would have expected these particular individuals around here, and the type of content is still here. I guess that shouldn't be too surprising. This is one of the oldest parts of the country, the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? New York, Connecticut, you name it, Vermont, Delaware, all these. I mean, they're the earliest parts of the country, and a lot of stuff got filtered out here. This used to be the Wild West at one point, so there's still very good material. There's old farmhouses, and it's been the private picks that are really incredible. And let me expand a little bit with this. When I started my YouTube channel, somebody asked me in the last video, what gave you the idea to do a YouTube video? I think I started it 3 to 4 years ago. I would watch, I wouldn't watch them necessarily, but they were booktubers. So they would review a fictional book, give a review, like a cute girl on camera. They have a couple 100,000 subscribers. They do a good job. They edit well. And I'm looking at this. I'm going, well, where are the book dealers at? Like, I want to see them. I want to see what they're doing. And the only one at the time that had just kind of started too, I believe, or maybe a year before, there was Adam Weinberg, who was on the Pawn Stars. You all maybe know Adam. Seems like a really excellent guy. We've corresponded very briefly, but what a wealth of knowledge. And someday I'm going to check out the New York Antiquarian Book Fair and make my grand entrance and see Adam. But also Brian DeMambro out of, I believe, New Hampshire. What he would do is he would show his books on camera like this, and he'd say, "This is what I have for sale." Be an overhead view, and you're going through the book with Brian. Very professional and well done. I said, that's what I like. I like that. If I'm selling a book to somebody, rather than them getting a picture or a description, which I always try to make sure I do the best possible, why not bring them through a video of a book? That's how it kind of started with me. I said, there's no one really in this space or showing the daily picks. And I got to say for myself, I think I get some pretty incredible books in. I'm amazed at every year the quality of material that comes in this shop. And I like sharing that to show it. Now, I can't do the overhead views and do each book. It would take too long. I'm filling up an SUV with thousands of books. It's impossible to do that. And you got to go so slow in particular, you know. So I said, let me just, now I'm going to give them the overview of the material. If they reach out, I'll give them more detail. But it was another tool to utilize. One thing that's interesting is I read an article that Barnes and Noble is actually starting to hire booktubers. I believe, don't quote me on that, or at least they're setting up people that are working in their businesses with TikToks, with sites to sell on. They've picked up on it. Ambulance. They've picked up on the power of social media, the reach of the social media. Now it's going to be very interesting because I've noticed other dealers coming into the fold and they're starting to come into the area. I think it's great. I think it's awesome and it's smart to do. We'll get oversaturated. I don't know what to think. It's too fresh to know. But I would say I think I was kind of on the forefront of actually just kind of coming into the space. And as imperfect as the channel is, it's what it is. I'll keep trying to do better for you guys. But also I like the realisticness of it. I kind of like the raw videos. Maybe some of you do as well. Should I edit some? Yeah, probably. But YouTube can definitely be another job in itself. I got to be quite honest with you. It might not be for everybody either, you know, which is fine. But what was I gonna say? So there's a guy out there. His name is Red Moon Books. Guys, as professional as they come for booksellers. And recently I saw Red. I've never met the guy. I don't know the guy. He kind of like talks to that soft NPR voice ordeal, and he gets wonderful books. He's going through like a $4 million library. That's unbelievable. You know, whereas I think, you know, but that seems to me to be like that very small percentage of book dealers that can get in there, and it's super cool to see this stuff. But for my channel, I guess it's raw, it's unfiltered picks, fresh eyes on it, and pulling and digging from wherever, and people bringing me material. I never get calls like that, but maybe someday, and I hope I'm ready for it, cash wise and knowledge wise. So that's a little bit of a background to the story of the YouTube, where I saw that opportunity. And I listened to a YouTuber, it's called Think Media. And Think Media has this saying, it's like, just press record. It's not going to be perfect. So if anybody's on the fence of doing something like this, you just got to hit the record button. They're not going to be perfect. Not everybody's going to like you, but who cares? You don't need everybody to like you. It's like when you're playing music. I used to play in this band a bit and have a lot of fun, but I would get, it's very nerve-wracking at first, you know, but you got to have confidence in yourself, confidence in your shop, your material. That's a huge part of it. But this one bass player said to me, you just got to play. Not everybody is going to like the music, and there's nothing wrong with that. So anyhow, let me see here. If I have anything more to say, I'll keep saying it in a minute. Tom Smith. Yes, they call us Canucks. All right, Tom. Thank you for the verification. I had a French Canadian in here named Helene, and Helene, we traded books, and I really enjoyed our time, Helene. And I had Tom Barney visit me from Jersey. I had Worley visit me. Eric from Midtown Scholar. I had a number of people come out and visit me and buy from out of state, and I really enjoyed the interaction with you guys, and getting to meet people that follow me face to face is such a special thing, and I really enjoyed our time, whether it was short or long. Well, Helene's a French Canadian, and she's a really nice woman. I actually get a lot of French Canadians that come in here throughout the year, believe it or not. I guess they're passing through or something. I don't know what they're doing, but anyhow, it would be great to video chat again with you someday. Absolutely, Tom. Absolutely, it would be, man. I'm up for it whenever. Art Music Literature says, do you have a favorite fiction book? That's a different question I've never got. Well, I've read a lot of, I guess, the classic books. I want to read Dostoevsky, and I have Tolstoy put aside. I'm kind of interested in those guys. I'll tell you, I read. It feels like I've been in this book forever because stuff keeps coming up. But Ayn Rand, I've found very interesting, and there's a book called The Virtue of Selfishness, which is a little bit of an off-putting title, but I actually just started that one. I really was surprised at how much I enjoyed naturalist writers, John Burroughs being one of them. His work really puts me in like a state that's healthy. And fiction, I guess I would have to think a little bit. I liked Orwell's stuff. What else do I have up there? I read it mostly nonfiction. I've read, Clockwork Orange, Frankenstein. I've read a lot of fiction, but it's mostly nonfiction. It's been a while since I've read a good fiction, but I guess Ayn Rand. I do enjoy her, but I got to up my fiction game. I've read a bunch of Shakespeare, but I know there's a lot of good fiction out there. I just got to get to it. I think I put aside the Kool-Aid Acid Test to read. I'm trying to think of what else is upstairs. I got a ton of books upstairs that actually there's like a weak point in my floor, I think, and it's sketching me out. So I got to stop bringing books upstairs. But anyhow, that's the sickness of the business. So we'll go with Ayn Rand, Art, Music, Literature. That's so far been very memorable book. Atlas Shrugged. So let me see. Amy Beth says, I got a good sister. Yeah, they're all really good sisters. They all have their own little characteristics and things about them. It's kind of funny, one might take on more of mom's, the other more, this, that. So it's funny. Dad, hello, Dad. My dad's saying hi. Thank you. I'm doing the best I can. Dad and I sometimes clash a little bit. Who doesn't with their parents? You should have saw what math lessons look like at my kitchen table when I was a kid. It was mostly probably screaming for 2 hours and mom screaming down that the girls are trying to sleep, and a slightly chaotic. Math is not my strong point. What did I want to do? I wanted to have fun, and if anything, read a book. So actually, I don't know if I was reading too much at that point in my life. It was girls and basketball. That's what was on my mind. All right, let's see here. KG's unique, rare, and antique books, baby. I enjoy seeing all your book selling adventures. Agreed. There isn't much for long form content on Rare Books. Moon Rare Books has some great videos too. Yep, absolutely. And do you think about selling on AbeBooks or Amazon? Yeah, I sold on Amazon before. I used to ship out books by the boxes. I used to fill that SUV and I would do FBA. So that's like a fulfilled shipment method for those of you that are unfamiliar. So you ship them a box of books, they store them, they pick them, they ship them, right? So they take a very hefty percentage, but it's kind of like you have 3 people hired for you. There are multiple reasons why I stopped selling on Amazon. I don't even buy on Amazon anymore at all. I know everybody does, but I don't do it. It was becoming a nightmare for me. That it's more of a longer thing to say, and I'm not going to say it all. But I just did not like selling on Amazon. I didn't like it at all. I hated their customer service. It was, I did make good money. I will say I was making good money. And the rate of sale was much faster. I mean, where I was probably doing triple what I do on eBay. But it was, my model was wrong too when I was selling on Amazon. I was modeling it off of a multi-million-dollar Amazon seller who had a consistent flow of material coming in. I didn't have that consistent flow. So there's a number of different factors that played into that. There were aspects of Amazon that I didn't enjoy either. I want to provide the buyer with the best detail and with a bunch of pictures. So if you're going between the two, and I know KG, you got your thing down, but anybody out there, I would almost, if you have antiquarian collectible books, whatever, I would go more so the Biblio, the eBay, even Abe method, and the rest kind of to Amazon. Personally, and run them both. I am transitioning some of the material on the Biblio. Excuse me. So we'll see how that goes. At least some of the higher end stuff. And but yeah, I'm also debating about with the Whatnot. That's been the newest craze for the last couple years. I don't know if I want to do it yet. So we'll see. It's going to be what I'm comfortable with. I might give it a trial run. I think it's an interesting concept. There's certain things I don't think I like about it too much. And I also had this attitude, it may be right, it may be wrong, I guess it's situational, that because the space is created for you already. So why you got to reinvent the wheel and create your own when it's already set up to go? But sometimes I think, well, why not utilize my channel and try to auction off books on my own channel? And so I'm not sure. I'm weighing my options. It might be worth a trial run. So I'm sorry for the long-winded questions, guys. Sometimes I think Cowboys used to say leaky mouth. He talked too much. But anyhow, so we'll see what happens. Biblio, eBay, possibly Whatnot, and whatever else comes into the fold, I'll entertain it. Let me see. And KG's again, my video editing sucks, but I'm slowly figuring it out. Yeah, it takes some time. And it's tough. It's a little bit, it is and it isn't, but you'll get there, man. You make good videos. I enjoy watching them. I don't always catch them all the time. And most of the time, the stuff that I watch on YouTube, guys, if anybody's cares to know, I watch a lot of entrepreneurial videos. They give me different ideas. I do watch booksellers. Like I'll watch Kent if he gets in, if it looks cool or whatever, clickable or whatever you want. I'll click it and watch Kent and what he's gotten. Maybe I'll watch a little bit of a Katie Reed's video, a little bit of a Mel video from Australia. But the majority of the stuff is that I'm watching is currently. I like watching Alex Hormozy, very successful guy, has built up gyms, has a wonderful model. These guys have, some of these guys are millionaires, billionaires, or whatever. I just like to learn the way they think and how they solve a problem, and that's why, even with this business again, reading business books, the art of the deals and the salesmanships, and giving people an experience, how to conduct business properly, or different angles. That's the stuff that I've usually watch when I'm working. It's actually usually not other booksellers. Now I do like listening to interviews with some of the old timers that have been in the business for years. The ABAA has interviews with some of these people, and I like to know how they got started, what got them interested. So I do watch the stuff, absolutely. But that's what I like to watch, and I'm so interested in some of those people and how I was competitive when I used to play sports, and now I'm trying to transfer that competitiveness into this business world and grow it. I've screwed around long enough the first 6, 7 years, and I finally, the last couple years, have been really bearing down and taking this more seriously, and realize the possibilities. I always would have this thing. I don't know if you folks out there have it, but sometimes I have a bill sitting there, or like I have to redo my health insurance or whatever, is sitting there, and I'm trying to form an attitude of do it now. Just do it now, get it out of the way. If the dish is in the sink, wash the damn dish. Don't let it sit. So like a do it now attitude. Don't let money sit on the table for a deal. Make it happen. Do the research, get a number on the item. So I'm trying to work on myself. It's constant growth in either way. But to bring it back around, a lot of these guys have figured it out to an extent. They're in a position where it's inspiring, and you kind of aspire to get to particular levels or try to upgrade your life in a way. And they have great information. I really enjoy those channels. Let me see. What else do we got in the chat, guys? Darlene Aiken. We are just up the road from you, so come on up sometime. Merry Christmas to you and a bigger, better New Year too. Thank you very much, Darlene. Wow, you are so close, huh? German, the big old booming town of German, baby. I haven't been up to German in a little bit of a stretch, but yeah, I come up and say what's up. If you have the coffee cooking, I'm there, okay? And Darlene, hopefully we see you in spring, okay? When I have the big grand opening, and come up and say hi. I'm going to be bouncing all around from shop to shop, and it'll be exciting. I'm going to have somebody taking pictures throughout the day so that I can capture the moments, basically. Chris Clark, you definitely were not reading much at that time. Still one of my favorites. Also love Ayn Rand. I teach Anthem in my tutoring classes. It's great to see you on the chat, Chris. Man, I haven't seen you all year. I'm closed now, but hopefully in spring, come on by. Chris there used to teach me. She's got some stories. I hope she doesn't share them all in the chat. I was a real particular individual, but I was well-meaning. I think you would agree, and got along with everybody. Most people liked me. So, Chris, there's something you're in here. I love you, and Merry Christmas to you, Chris. She's been coming in for quite a while, and her boyfriend, and it's always wonderful to see a friendly face. There's a lot of great people around here that do support me, and it means the world to me. And that's one of my teachers on there. So ain't that something? Actually, a little thing about Chris. So I was doing an essay or something, and me and my buddy Ronnie. I guess we plagiarized. I don't remember the whole thing. And I think she reported it to the principal, but nothing happened. So anyways, I was a wise guy back then. I was having fun. It was probably during basketball season. I'd fail through the whole year, and then basketball season would hit, and your boy was always passing everything. But I'd always have to go to summer school every year. So I've come a long ways. Summer school. I don't know if any of you went to summer school out there. I can't say I learned much, but at summer school. But I will be there. No secret sharing on here. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Chris. We had a lot of fun back then. School was a lot of fun. I miss certain aspects of it. Jesse Boots, have you thought of selling books on Instagram? We'll post pictures of books, and we'll get messages asking to purchase some of our books. Instagram, I'm doing it to do it, and it transfers over to Facebook, where I have a bigger following and more activity. Yeah, I used to post a number with the book, Not crazily successful at it. But Instagram, I'm just not overly interested in it. I really enjoy YouTube more. But that's great that you're making sales through that. And yeah, if YouTube isn't for somebody, man, utilize some of these other avenues. And Instagram, I do know booksellers that do a pretty good job and make a lot of sales through Instagram. I guess the thing is I don't know how many times you post a day, but I'm not a big poster. I can't post 3 times a day. And sometimes, and I don't want to wear out anybody following me. I don't know if that would be the case or not. And you can do lives on Instagram and stories and stuff. I, I, I took it on for the first time, I think last year, 2 years ago. And at some time, maybe I'll learn it a little bit further and try to, maybe it'll open more doors and I can move material through that as well. This one book dealer I know was, I don't know the word, aghast. Is that a word? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I think you know what I mean. At the percentage that some of the seller sites take from you. And, my whole thing is, though, sometimes you got to pay to play a little bit. That is reaching Amazon, eBay. I get it. The guys are hogs. They want to eat a big chunk of your pie. But at the same time, that's reaching a huge global market. Instagram does too, of course. But man, it's hard to beat that kind of reach that these sites get. I have my problems with all of them, like everybody else, I'm sure. But if you're buying right, which to me is a key with this business, you got to buy for the right price. That shouldn't have a terrible effect on the business. If they want to take their piece, let them. They're providing the platform, and to create your own platform, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time. It's probably worth it, for sure. But I'm utilizing it to the best of my ability. So Jojo Russell, instead of watching this, I should be doing my dishes that are piled up in the sink. Jojo, you are a character, man. How have you been? Are you around in town? Jojo has been on the channel. He's a phenomenal musician, and I hope, Jojo, you're gonna play at the opening at one of the buildings. You can pick. Great musician. He actually played at my sister's. It's a little get together before a wedding. It's a reception, I think. And oh man, yeah, your dishes are piled up, huh, buddy? Get to it. Get motivated, Jojo. All right. Chris Clark says, I'll be there. No secret sharing. Yep. Okay. I read that. Well, so guys, if that's all the questions and all the things, I hope you're drinking some heavy eggnog and enjoying your night and enjoy your weekend. You guys, I'm gonna tune out of here, but I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I do enjoy doing these. Sometimes I wish I did them a little bit more, but I don't want to wear my welcome out. I'm just thankful that some of you come in here and are interested and are supportive. And anyhow, I ain't got to go on with all that stuff, right? The mushy stuff, y'all get it. So I appreciate it very much. Book me now. You got it, Jojo. I want you here, man. That guy is a great entertainer. Great. Bar none. I don't think anybody holds a candle to my buddy Jojo. So phenomenal musician. All right, guys. So let's wrap it up. Been a wonderful year. I pray that you and your families, have a great Christmas together with all your loved ones and everything. If you don't, well, that's kind of shitty, but I hope you still have a good Christmas, okay? And I wish you the best. Not everybody's as fortunate, so I wish for the best for everybody out there and their future successes, and hang in there, so whatever you're going through, hang in there. You'll be all right. Enjoy some time off. Yes, I will not be back until after the 1st. If you get a video out of me before the 1st, you're lucky. So, because I have a lot of remodeling to do. I'm still going to be listing, but I'm going to just take a step away for just a couple weeks and work on the business outside of YouTube. So thank you all. Thank you, Chris. Love you. You have a great night. Amy Beth, Merry Christmas. I love you. Thank you very much. Jesse Boots, you as well. Dayton, my brother, have a great night. Guys, God bless. Have a Merry Christmas wherever you're at in this world. I always hope that you have enough in this world and that you're happy, okay? So with that being said, we'll see you next time, and take care. Night, Laura. Love you. Bye, Miss Lulu. Merry Christmas, Unabridged Book Club. Bye, guys.